What if the reason for your manifestation or transformation not working has nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with Mercury being in retrograde, and definitely nothing to do with you being broken? What if the real reason is that your brain is basically a radio stuck between stations? You're asking for classic FM, but it keeps giving you static mixed weather reports. Fuzz, chaos, confusion, and somehow you've convinced yourself that this distorted noise is just what you want to hear. You say you want love, but your inner voice is muttering, sure, but let's rehearse all the ways I'll get rejected. You say you want more money, but then you spend the week doom scrolling your bank balance like refreshing will magically increase the numbers. You say you want success, but you whisper, I'll probably mess it up, before you've even started. And then you wonder why the universe is standing there like a tired delivery driver holding your package, except you've moved 3 houses down the road and never updated your address. So here's the good news. Once you stop broadcasting static and start sending a clear signal, your brain, your emotions, and your actions all pointing in the same direction, life responds. And not in years, not in decades, it starts almost immediately because you've stopped confusing the signal. And this isn't just woo-woo optimism. It's neuroscience, psychology, habit loops, and even a little quantum physics finally agreeing on something. Hi, I'm Marina Papa, founder of the AP Method, and if you're ready to do life, love, and success in a way that actually gets you results, then this video and this channel is for you. So let's get stuck in. Let's talk about that static, and more importantly, how to finally change the station. Now here's the loop most people live in. You say you want something, you even visualize it, but deep down, your brain is primed to expect the opposite. And the brain doesn't give you what you hope for. It gives you what you expect. So even if your words say, I want love, your nervous system is quietly whispering, but rejection is safer. Even if you say, I want abundance, your emotions are still wired to stress every time the bills come in. Even if you say, I want success, your behavior is quietly procrastinating, delaying, self-sabotaging. And this isn't because you're weak, it's not because you're broken, it's because your brain is working on outdated programming. And your subconscious is basically still running Windows 95. It wasn't built for modern goals, and yet here it is, beeping and crashing, and every time you try to load something new, it just can't handle the load. The science proves it. Quantum physics talks about the observer effect. Until you focus, reality exists as potential. The moment you focus, it collapses into form. Your focus literally changes what becomes real, but focus isn't just thought. It's thought plus emotion plus behavior. That's the full signal. And neuroscience adds to it with the Reticular Activating System, the RAS. This is your brain's search engine. If you type failure, it brings up every time you failed. If you type opportunity, it suddenly highlights doors you never noticed before. And psychology adds the final nail. Behavior follows identity. If you secretly see yourself as the anxious one or the one who always messes it up, you'll unconsciously act that out. Change that identity and the behavior shifts naturally. So, how do we actually change the station? Well, let's talk tools. The first tool is what I call the coherence meditation. Don't worry, this isn't robes and chanting. It's simple. Every morning, before you check your phone, pick one outcome you want, just one. Be specific, then feel gratitude as if it's already here. Not just thinking gratitude, but actually feeling it in your body. Then breathe slowly into your chest whilst holding that thought and feeling together. That's it. Thought plus feeling plus breath equals coherence. Now, why does it work? Because your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It wires the same way. Athletes have been using this for decades, rehearsing the win before they ever step on the field. When you pair thought and emotion, your nervous system believes it's real, and you start behaving accordingly. Now, I've done this many times, but one time I did it before a workshop. I visualized myself calm and grounded and confident. Then, in reality, I tripped over the projector cable. Old me would have spiraled and played it back at 2 a.m. for a week. Instead, because my brain had rehearsed calm, I laughed, cracked a joke, and carried on. And guess what? I landed that sale. Now, journaling prompt for you: if my outcome were already real, how would I feel? And how can I practice that feeling right now? The second tool is the as if identity shift. This is kind of awkward, but that's why it works. Most people try to change their behavior without changing their identity. Now, it doesn't stick. You can't manifest health if you still secretly identify as the unhealthy one. You can't manifest love if you still believe I'm unlovable. So here's the hack. Act as if. When I was terrified of public speaking in the very beginning of my journey, I didn't wait to be confident. I acted as if I was confident. I greeted people, stood tall, wore clothes that made me feel like I belonged. Inside, chaos. Outside, convincing enough. And honestly, it felt like playing dress up in my mom's wardrobe, but eventually my brain caught up. Now, psychology backs this up. Identity comes before behavior. You're not a runner because you run. You run because you see yourself as a runner. The third tool is what I call the reset ritual, because even when you start aligned, life happens. Someone cuts you off in traffic, your boss sends you that quick favor email, your neighbor decides now is the time to vacuum the ceiling. Suddenly, your Beyonce frequency has been replaced by dial-up internet from 1999. That's why you need resets. And resets don't have to look impressive. They can be simple, even like ridiculous. Maybe it's putting in headphones and walking around the block, pretending you're the star of a movie indie film. Maybe it's standing in the bathroom in a power pose, whispering, I am calm, I am collected, and praying nobody walks in. Maybe it's shaking your body like you're auditioning for a dodgy music video. The point isn't to look good. The point is to reset. Now, neuroscience backs this. State changes release dopamine, calm the amygdala, and bring the prefrontal cortex, the logical part of your brain, back online. Energy-wise, you're shifting frequency, telling the universe, new station, please. Journaling prompt for you now. What's one reset ritual I can use today, even if it feels a little bit ridiculous? Changing the station isn't about wishing harder. It's about wiring smarter. Rehearse coherence. Act from the new identity. Reset when life tests you out. And 3 tools, that is it. And remember, you're not broken. You're just tuned to the wrong frequency. And once you align your thought, feeling, and action, once you send a clear signal, the universe mirrors it back. No more static, just music. Now, quick favor before you go, grab the free Discover Your Core Values workbook from the description, because if your values are out of sync, no amount of rituals will stick. And if you found this helpful, hit like, drop your funniest reset ritual in the comments, and subscribe so we can keep doing this together. You're not here to live in static. You're here to broadcast clarity. You're here to send a signal so freaking strong that success can't miss it. And I'll be here every step of the way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Bye for now.